What is up, my friends? My name is Echotrumi, and today I'm here with episode 6 of The Spring Trap, the show that Cleric Goon and I bring to you guys every single week. But if you take a look around, guys, Goon is not here tonight. He has some lame excuse that he has to be at work where he can't actually be on the stream. I do not understand it. Spring Trap comes first for me all the time, but obviously that's not the case for Goon, so we can show a little bit of hate to that guy right there. But in his place, we have Goat. Goat knows all. According to Goat, he was on our second episode of the Spring Trap. He's here again today, and our special guest for the week is Clash Bashing Rocky, probably one of the first guys that I ever got together with here on YouTube when I started this whole YouTube thing. So I'm stoked to have him on the show as well. So let's say hi to these guys. What's going on, Goat?
Hey, glad to be back. I know we got a big show this week. We got a very big show this week, and I'm excited to start getting to it. We got Clash Bashing with us. This is going to be my first time even talking to him. So everybody's going to experience this with me for the first time. So that's going to be exciting too. Yeah, I'm sure it's going to be an experience.
We're very nervous with Rocky here. He's the big star on the show, so
big star.
A little nervous. And what's going on, Rocky? How you doing, man?
I'm doing well, man. Excited to be on finally. You've been trying to get me on for like a month and a half, and I just keep saying whatever. But finally able to line it up and really pumped for it, man.
Well, I think he heard that I was going to be the co-host this week, so he knew he had to get on with such a giant YouTuber as myself here.
Yeah, it's like you finally got rid of Goon. Let's do this.
Well, I mean, week 2 was the first week we had a guest, and I wanted you, but we couldn't get you, so I really had to settle for Goat week 2, unfortunately. But, you know, it all went down. So, Bash, why don't you tell everybody a little bit about yourself, what you do, why you're here, all that kind of stuff. Why are you so special in the Clash of Clans community, brother?
Well, I don't know why I'm here. No, so I'm just a fat dude from Ohio. Like to say, happily married, 2 daughters, 2 lovely kids. They make appearances on my streams from time to time. I'm known for pushing and farming and do a little bit of war stuff here and there as well. Got, I think, 65,000 subscribers right now. And like you said, you were one of the first kind of connections I've made in the Clash community. So yeah, very happy to kind of be on with you as a friend and be a guest on this awesome talk show. I've been watching it as you guys have been doing it and love it quite a bit.
Yeah, thanks, man. I appreciate it.
I remember when you trolled me on my first appearance here.
Me?
Now
that doesn't sound
now
right.
It's time for payback. All right, we're gonna get.
Yeah, this is your day. This is your day back, and it looks like from one of the questions we have today, Late Sleeper had something to say about him as well. So basically, guys, what this show is all about, if this is your first time here, we have a whole bunch of questions, some of which were submitted by you guys from Twitter or my last night's live stream. Then we have another bunch of questions that we're going to talk about that were not submitted by you guys, and after that, we go to the comments section or the chat, whatever you want to call it over there, and any questions that you guys have, we discuss at the end of the show. So chat it up right now, and any great questions, I will definitely copy paste them up into my board and make sure that you are not forgotten. But we're not going to be chatting back and forth with the chat the way we would normally do in a stream, so don't feel hurt. We love you guys, and I guess we should get moving on. As you can see, what I'm showing in the footage right now, guys, is just looks like some garbage farm clan that we were against, but that's the only available footage, so that's what we're going to be looking at right now as we talk. Just look at Bash's face because it's so pretty instead of looking at the game footage. So let's get into our first question right here, and it's a question from Twitter, I believe. Yeah, it's from Clash with A, and he says, how do you deal with hate? And I'm assuming he's talking about on YouTube and the social networks. Mind giving my channel a shout out as well. I'm restarting it, so I'm actually going to be a nice guy and give his channel a shout right there. Clash with A, 104 subs right there, so that's a little love to that guy. But back to his question. Back to his question, how do you deal with hate? So we're going to start with Goat on this one because he probably gets the most hate on his channel because of his discussion topics. How do you deal with it, man? Do you where do you stand?
I'll tell you what, I don't really deal with a whole lot of hate on my channel, believe it or not. I mean, it's an opinion channel, so you know, I don't really classify people arguing with me or disagreeing with me as hate, you know, and so I don't really deal with much on my channel, although I would enjoy it, I guess, in a way. I'm weird like that because that'll give me some entertainment for a few minutes. until they go too far, and then I'll just block them. But luckily, I haven't had to do that. Now, with everything I do on Reddit, I get a lot of hate there some days. So, we'll get mod mail, things like that. And I don't know if you guys know how that all works, and I know we're going to cover that later. So I'll kind of table most of this. But I get a lot of people calling us names and yelling at us, and calling us 40-year-old virgins and whatnot a lot. So there's really not a whole lot you can do about that other than just laugh and reply in kind. Because I've always loved giving the nice jabs in the replies without actually saying anything too bad, but they get the point.
And what about you, Bash? How do you deal with it? I know you must get some stuff being a big tuber, a lot of comments on every video.
Well, I've done some goofy things, and I'm a bigger guy, so naturally, you're a fat, bald guy. Where's your hair? And
where's your hair?
Well, I got to cut it all off because it's wintertime. But at some point, you just got to just not worry about what people are saying. 100 people comment and one person says something negative. That's 1%. You can't let that 1% of people get you down in a negative way and ruin your day. You just got to move forward, just humble them. Reply with something kind, like, "Hey, man, thanks for the feedback," and just move on with your day. Don't let that stuff get to you. I used to really take negative comments personally, and it would drive me crazy. Like, wow, am I really was my voice really annoying? Am I really? Well, obviously, I know I'm a bigger guy. That doesn't bother me at all. But it's those little things will drive you crazy. So you just kind of not let that one comment just get to you. And I know it's hard, but you just got to move past it, in my opinion.
Yeah, it's so easy to see like one or two negative comments, or you get 100 comments and 10 of them are bad. It's easy to kind of focus in on that and almost reply to them, and only reply to that and be like, you know what, dude, you're wrong. You're a jerk. I'll keep it PG around here because I like to say it's too. But it's easy just to look at them and be like, I want to strangle you, but
it's almost like those negative comments just stand out more than the positive ones.
Absolutely.
And it's just hard to look past them. It really is.
Yeah, I took my advice on those comments from Clash with Ash from forever ago, and it's just reply with kindness. And I'll tell you what, sometimes you reply in a positive way, like you said, Bash. If they're complaining about something that you did, you say, I appreciate the feedback, and you come with something positive. And so many times I have people come back and they say, oh, I didn't mean to be inappropriate, or I didn't mean to hurt your feelings. And it's crazy because they did definitely mean to hurt my feelings, but then I came back nice and they just maybe felt bad about it. So it works for me. I mean, there's definitely comments that I get that really piss me off. I'll just delete some of those. And I have that, held for review column of maybe banned words or stuff like that. And every once in a while I'll pop in there, and that's where the worst ones are, where they're really beating you down. So I kind of stay away from that folder altogether. But, reply with kindness, the best thing you could do.
Would you say you guys get those more in like when you're streaming? Because both of you guys both stream. I don't stream. And but you both make YouTube too. So do you think you see more negative, trolly type of comments in when you're streaming or when you're looking at your YouTube comments?
I think there's more streaming, but I have so many mods on when I stream that I don't even really get to see them much. I'm more focused on the stream, but I definitely have seen screenshots that friends of mine have sent me about things that were deleted, but they still could see because they were a mod or something. So I'd say more in stream. I really don't get that much negative stuff in my YouTube video comments, but probably stream for me. You, Bash?
I would agree with that. Stream is where people kind of try to hop in and take that quick jab, try to throw you off your game. But like you said, I got Mod Squad on that handles that kind of stuff, and I don't know. I'd rather it be on stream because I tend to forget about that more. When it's a comment on a video, it just tends to stick with me. If it was something I don't know, that gets in my head for some reason. So I'd rather be on stream, to be honest.
Now you Twitch stream, don't you? Where Echo uses YouTube stream.
I've been I streamed to Twitch and YouTube at the same time right now.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Bash basically saw all the success I was having on my YouTube stream, so he decided he was going to come back to YouTube and steal everyone from me. So I basically.
Well, I used to do YouTube. I used to do Twitch. I bounced back. I was experimenting with a lot of stuff, and then I just said, whatever, I'll just do them both, and that's kind of what's been going.
Dude, Echo, you've been catching up to him though, because what was it, like a month ago? You're 20,000, now you're 24,000, almost hitting 25,000. Dude, you're freaking growing fast.
Yeah, it's only because I'm in game. But Bash is too actually.
Shout out has been killing
Town
it for
Hall
Echo.
9.
It seemed like
me, Bash, and Duke are in there for Town Hall 9. That's really what that's all coming from, I think.
Yeah.
It seemed like yours is the most popular out of those three, though, Echo, in a good way.
Yeah, it's the best video there. That's probably
because
why.
that golden smile is. This is
I
bringing
mean,
them in.
He does have that beautiful smile.
Yeah, thanks. But
I can't even watch the stream right now because of that beautiful smile.
Thanks.
It's mesmerizing me.
You guys just make me so happy I can't help it. All right, so let's get on to our next question. It's from Gamma Lauren. She's actually in the chat right now. And she asked, what did Echo see? Now, I don't know if you guys know, but the other day on Twitter, I threw out a tweet, and it said, you'll never believe what I just saw. And
I did see that, and I forgot about it.
Yeah, and most people,
most
people don't reply to my Twitter stuff, but that one got so much love. So, and I never told anybody what I saw. So I figured, I mean, I don't really want to tell anybody what I saw. It's a very personal thing, but I guess I should say it now because it's brought up, and this is the spring trap. So I was. It was snowing over here the other day, and I was off from work for 3 days because of the storms and because of everything with work. So I decided to take a hike through the woods because I live in a wooded area. If you saw my vlog of me going to the mailbox, if it was saying how long my driveway is, how it's such a long walk. And as I was walking through the woods, I came upon a flock of deer. It was a beautiful sight, all these deer, and amongst them was this white deer, and it was just beautiful. It was like so majestic and magical. And when it stood on all fours, I noticed that there was a crest coming from its head, and I realized that this really wasn't a deer, and it was more like a white pony, a very small pony, but it had this. Bash, why are you looking at me like that?
I'm just listening to the magical story.
It had this crest coming from its head, and it was magical. It was the snow around this creature just glue. It was beautiful, man, and I just felt like it was a sign that things were going to be good for me. It was the new year, and it was this majestic creature that was right in the woods by my house. Magical, out of a story, out of a fairy tale. And I want to say it was kind of like a unicorn variation. It was beautiful. I don't really know what else to say, and it was so fast, and the light was so bright. I couldn't. I just wish the picture didn't come out. It was just so bright.
Hold on. I think I might have been there with you. Hold on a second. Hold on. I think I was there.
Oh my God. No way. Oh my goodness. Oh,
you see me?
That looks very similar. It was a smaller unicorn creature, but something like that. Yes, yeah, that was it. So that's the answer to Gamma Lauren's "What did Echo see?" I hope that's satisfying to everyone that was wondering, because it definitely got a lot of questions. So let's move on to a question from Laura that's more about.
I don't know if I want to move on from that. I think we need to explore this a little more here now. What were you doing leading up to that? How did your morning start?
Well, I obviously started off with a bowl of porridge in the morning.
Yes? Yeah. Were there some mushrooms in that porridge?
No, I don't do any of that stuff. I'm a school teacher.
Oh my God. I mean, if you're out here seeing you magical unicorn, I've been there, man. I mean,
yeah, I've been there too.
Friends and stuff.
It's unbelievable what this world has for us. Unbelievable.
I'm not here to judge, bud. I'm not here to judge.
I know. And Caleb says, "What's wrong, Echo? Are you seeing things?" All right.
Seamus knows. Seamus has seen the unicorns on my stream. I mean, that happens.
It exists. I'm not the only one, I'm sure. All right, so let's get to Laura's question. She's actually one of the members of Circle of Clans, and she's actually this attacker. She's a Town Hall 10 attacker. She does great work, and I always call her a guy, because I just, you don't know when you're doing highlights of videos who the attackers are. I cover a whole bunch of clans, hundreds of people. So sorry about that, Laura, if you're watching. But she is a girl. It's Lao Lao in-game. And her question was, which change from the winter update has the biggest influence in Clash of Clans besides the Inferno Towers? So I guess we could take this in two different ways. We could look at it as, what is the biggest change in the game in general? But I think she's actually asking, as far as the warring goes and attacking goes, and you know, the strength of a base goes, what is the biggest change? So let's hit it from the easy one first. What's the biggest change in the game overall? And we'll go to GOAT for that one to start.
Ooh, over time. Wait a second. So did we say over time, or is she talking about just within this update?
Within this update.
Within this update, clan games.
Yeah.
Easily clan games. I mean, that's where it's at right now. Everything's clan games. I mean, the amount of people that's on the books. You got to get the books. That's the most important thing. Now, this time they changed it to where, like, the books are tier 4, and then, like, the spells are tier 5, but you don't get 2 books this time, so you got to make your decisions a little differently. But it's definitely got to be clan games. That's the biggest addition to the game within this update. Also, the minor nerf. You know, that one extra space, I think, makes a big difference at Town Hall 10. Not so much a big difference at Town Hall 11 because you got those 20 extra troop spaces, but I think that's like one that gets overlooked a lot is that new minor thing. But overall, I mean, the game's a little bit more fair, if that's the right way to put it, because people are actually able to attack and get 3 stars. Get 3 stars versus 10v10, and it's really not. We're gonna cover some of this a little bit later on, but I got some numbers, and it's gonna surprise you that how much the 10v10 rate has changed, or the 11v11 rate has changed. And when I say hit rate, I mean, the amount of 3 stars people are getting. It's gone up, but it's not wild or crazy or anything like that. So I think the game being a little bit more balanced at Town Hall 10, Town Hall 11 now is also, there's just a lot. Everything about this update was positive in my opinion, other than,
Yeah. Yeah. Bash, how about you?
I had to cut myself off.
Good. I'm glad you did.
So, I mean, the obvious, like Goat said, is clan games. It's brought more people on, the potions, the spell books, it's just really awesome, just everything you can do with it. Besides that, I don't know. I mean, honestly, besides the Inferno nerf, I think it is the Inferno nerf. Like Goat kind of touched on, it's made attacking a little bit more fair. We're starting to see a little bit more triples all around. And I think that's just something the game needed, so people want to go up to Town Hall 10, want to go up to Town Hall 11, which is what they kind of touched on before the update came out. And for me personally, I've been noticing that extra 20 spots at Town Hall 11. I'm a baby 11, and I felt like that my last war, that made a pretty good difference for me personally. But clan games by far, the books, potions, all that stuff, having people on the game a lot more is definitely the biggest factor in this last update for me.
And you got to make decisions. I mean, there's some strategy to these books and stuff. And I feel like
actually covered that in a video.
Dude, I'm like hoarding my potions, even though, like, should I be using them? Should I be?
I'm the same way. I look at our board.
I'm like, I'm not going to hit that button. No, I'm going to keep these things. These are mine forever.
You're never going to use them.
Like I said, I'm a baby 11, and I look at our war score, and I'm like, all right, we're up. Odds are we got this win. I don't think I need to use my power potion this war. I'm going to hoard that baby for the next. So I'm right there with you. Like, when do I use this? I'm going to have a max lab every time that I'm using these power potions.
Dude, and then they came out with that deal right afterwards where you can buy the books and everything. It's like, oh, dude, they're just pouring it on us. I mean, Supercell loves us, I think. Me in particular, though.
I'm a sucker for those deals.
On you, but.
So it's a little bit off subject. I hope you don't mind too much, Echo.
That's perfectly fine.
You brought up the book deal, which I bought. I love that, and I had a comment, and it kind of struck me as interesting. It said, no matter what, no deal is ever worth it because you're spending money on the game. Now I look at it as a content creator, it gives me content, but as someone in the game, I mean, the game's free overall. Do you consider that a value when you're getting, basically a $20 value plus $5, $10 worth of gems? Do you consider that a good value, or do you consider it as like a premium type thing?
It depends on how you look at things, man. Like you said, as a content creator, for me, especially when you're streaming, you need to get things moving along, so you're going to spend money to boost everything, and it's just part of what you're doing.
Right.
So as a content creator, it's different. So yes, I think as a content creator, you're getting content, you're something that you could discuss, keep things moving. So yeah, but as a regular player of the game, I mean, it's a hobby, it's a pastime, it's something that we do for enjoyment. a lot of people, they have hobbies or things they do for enjoyment that cost them money every single time they do it. Some people will go to a shooting range and they have to spend money on ammo. They'll go to the bar every night and they have to spend money on booze. For us, we're sitting and you know, we're playing a game that costs nothing. So if we spend $20 on a deal, what's really the big deal of it if that's what we're choosing to do for enjoyment? I mean,
right.
So I think it's
like
fine.
a casino. I mean, it's not even as bad as a casino because you're actually getting something back. But I mean, people go to a casino and just lose money. Like you're literally going there to lose money. When I go to the casino, I take only the amount of money I'm willing to lose. And when I hit that limit, I obviously pull $200 or $300 extra more dollars and lose that too.
Yeah, you hit the ATM two times.
Right, yeah. It's like, you know, this is the last time I'm hitting the ATM today. That's it. All right, that's it. But no, it's definitely like maybe a philosophical question on what you think your money's worth or whatever. But you know, people could spend their money on whatever they want to spend, and if it brings them some type of enjoyment, hell, why not?
Yeah, I just kind of wanted to get your guys' opinions on that because, I mean, myself, even if I wasn't doing content, you know, like you said, it's something, a good hobby of mine. I'm spending a ton of time on the game anyway, so it's not like it's breaking my bank.
If you're like me, I'm making so much of this YouTube money with my 244 subs right now.
You're rolling, man.
You know, I just throw my money on the bed and roll in it, you know?
Oh my goodness.
Well, you guys gotta catch up.
I guess I'm not there yet. I guess I gotta lose a few subs.
No. All right, let's move on to something here from and this one's for you, Bash. It's from Late Sleeper, who is also in the chat. He brought this one up on my live stream on Friday night. He says, Springtrap for Bash specifically. How many quarterbacks will pass up the draft this year since Cleveland has the #1 draft? And there's also a part 2, which is how was the perfect season parade?
So I think he's asking how many quarterbacks are the Browns going to pass on, since they have the #1 and #4 pick in this year's draft.
He's saying a lot of the underclassmen aren't going to declare this year.
No, they're pretty much everyone declared that they're coming out. Rosen, Allen, the guy from USC, whatever, I don't even know. Darnold, that's his name. They all committed.
I quit caring about football. You guys don't get me on this one.
I love football, man. I love it.
So you know what they did to my Rams, don't you? They took them from us. They took them from us. They gave them to LA. All right.
Became a playoff team.
I haven't watched a snap of football since. But go ahead. I'm sorry.
Oh man, that sucks. But I wouldn't have been surprised if a quarterback would have decided to go back to school instead of play for the Browns. It's a mess. I'm a Browns fan. You know, I'm honest about it. It's a mess, but they have to get a quarterback in there. I mean, with the 1st and 4th pick, one of those picks have to be a quarterback instead of, you know, trading down and doing all this other nonsense they always do. And got to get some playmakers in there. So hopefully they hired a new GM. Hopefully they brought in the right guy. They get some good scouting, and we don't take another bust because, man, it's getting old. We had the 0-16 parade yesterday in Cleveland. I don't live up near Cleveland anymore, but I was watching some of the live feeds on Twitter and Facebook and whatnot. And it was funny. It was more to make like a mockery of the organization because the organization is a joke. Our team is 1-31 in the past 2 seasons, 0-16 this past season, and people are kind of sick of it. People are fed up with it. So some of the Browns players are like, "Oh, you guys aren't true fans or whatever." But really, it's just we're sick of losing. We're sick of stockpiling all these picks and having such a good storied franchise and being complete ass, to be blunt about it. It's This year was the first time I've turned off Browns games in the middle of the games because it was so bad. So, I mean, I support the parade. I want change. I want to see the Browns turn things around and get better. And it's just frustrating being a Browns fan, to be honest.
Oh, I understand that, being a Rams fan. That's what they used as ammunition. That's what they used as ammunition to take away our team. We were losing so much, and because we were upset about that, you know, we're not real fans, and they want to get out of here. You know, they want to just keep showing up to all their 2-14 seasons. Well, get good. Get good. Isn't that what the kids say now?
Committed to C said players can pass on the teams if they don't accept the offer. Oh yeah, that is true. Eli didn't want to play for the Chargers, so they basically forced a trade. Right. So I guess that could happen. I don't know. I mean, that would be disappointing. You would hope a young guy wouldn't do that. But I mean, I guess we saw Eli Manning do that. I guess I don't really have an opinion too much on that unless it actually happened.
Plus, I mean, isn't it more about the money? Don't you just want to get paid when you're coming out of college? Who cares where you play?
Yeah, especially when you're that number one pick, you're guaranteed so much money in so many years. Like, it's pretty much like, I think anymore with the new deal they got going on, like they're guaranteed this set amount and this signing bonus, and it's pretty much just easy money for them coming out of college. Just be halfway decent on your pro day and stuff.
Right, and if you're a number one pick, does it really matter? I mean, you know, they know, coming out if you're going to be like a number one or top 5 pick usually.
Exactly.
So it doesn't really matter what their pro day is. Plus, they have them come to them. It isn't like they go to all those different, you know, pro days that you go to all the scouts and then they look you over and whatnot. You know, they all come to you when you're going to be the top 5. So it's a lot easier, and you're going to make that money.
Exactly.
All right.
I mean, not as much as I'm making on YouTube. All right? Not nearly as much as I'm making on YouTube. All right, but these guys, they're gonna make a little bit of cash.
No, you're being sarcastic, but I'm sure that there's some people watching that really think that we're making a ton of money on YouTube, man. I mean,
yeah, they're like, did you guys watch the Spring Trap? These guys are getting paid so much money to do this show.
Did you see the production value of that show? Unbelievable.
Are you saying Echo didn't pay you $30,000 to come on like he did me? That's my appearance fee.
Only 30? Oh.
We're gonna have to renegotiate right here in the middle of the show.
Oh,
let me at least get off cam. All right, guys, so our next topic, and I want to remind you guys in the chat that if you have anything that you want to ask us, I already got one question from earlier. Just throw them in the chat. I'm going to copy paste them in here, and we can get to those later. But the next one that we're going to talk about right now is talking about Goat's latest video. He went into his ideas of CWL, which is the premier war league in Clash of Clans. There's a whole bunch of leagues right now that's looked at as, in my opinion, and it's not the most educated one probably, but it's probably, you know, it's one of the original best league war events, CWL, as far as status goes. So Goat has something to say about it. I told him to keep it clean and keep it nice, which can kind of give you an idea of what he has to say. So if you want to check out his video and his true feelings on it, you can go to his channel. It's in both of their channels, actually, are in the description. You guys should check them out no matter what. But check out Goat's latest video on that. And he's going to give you a little highlight of what it was now.
Well, let me think of my words. I got to choose them wisely here, fellas. Okay, so the biggest problem with CWL, and I agree with if at Time to Clash Adam for the most part on it. Now the CWL, when it started, it was the first. That's why they're the Premier League. That's why everybody knows who their name is. That's why they've been promoted, and they've had, you know, whoever was first was going to get that big promotion and, you know, that big boost, because everybody wanted to be a part of it. So they had the right timing with it, because they started planning this and they announced it before Friendly Wars was even a thing. So you know, that was always big. And so there's a great idea. There's a great idea behind CWL. It's you know, the idea behind it is you know what Clash needed at the time, because if I don't know, were you guys in the war community before CWL and on GroupMe and the Fair Play Scrim Chat, and that's how all arranged wars were done? Basically,
I wasn't part of that. No.
I'm an old timer here, so gather around, kids. Gather around. Okay. Back in my day, no, but so I just want to get that out first. It's a great idea, you know, but it's definitely poor execution. You know, usually people get a little bit of power, whether it's internet power or whatever kind of power you can get. People get that, and then they take it and they run, and they want to try to control more and get more power, you know, and any power corrupts. You know, we can get philosophical about that, but I'll stick to it, the point here, because I'm good at getting sidetracked. So, you know, it's a good idea, and then the execution's been terrible on it. And what really set the CWL lower for me, and what really brought it down for me, is just the way the admins have acted. You know, especially ever since, you know, the caption chat issues, when then they wouldn't allow people to. You know, you couldn't even have somebody in your clan if they're CWL banned. How's someone going to tell you how they can be in your clan? Like, who would even agree to that? I don't. you guys can agree to whatever you want, but you know what? I personally would never agree to some outside force telling me how I'm going to run my clan, you know, or who I can allow to have in my clan. You know, that's all weird. Like, I understand fair play issues, and fair play issues are a big deal. You know, if you get somebody banned, then they can't be in your wars anymore. But having somebody around that modding isn't like, you know, AIDS. It isn't gonna catch on like wildfire. You know, it isn't like you meet somebody.
No AIDS killing on like wildfire. Jeez, what?
Bad choice of words there, Goat. Maybe like the plague or a cold or something.
Jeez.
I was trying to keep it together, Echo. You said it.
Sorry.
But yeah, you know, it isn't. You're not going to catch it from somebody. You know, it's not going to transmit from person to person because you met somebody. So that's just my personal problems with it. But really, when they shut down the lobby, the visitor lobby. Now, the CWL, if you want to be like a league, you got to have viewership, and you got to have, you know, you got to engage the viewership and people outside of it. You know, you got to make this a huge media thing. You know, think of the NFL. What would the NFL be if they just showed things on TV, but you couldn't have people watching the games? You know, that's basically, or you know, I'm sorry, I'm blabbering now. So, my biggest point is when they shut it down. Basically, they became like a clan system or a clan alliance. You know, all these clans, they're alliance, and they're agreeing to war each other and whatnot, and they allow whoever they want in their alliance. But I don't see it as like this major thing anymore, like it could have been if they would have done the media right and engaged the people more. So that's my biggest issue. Is the admins are kind of always been kind of power hungry and abused ever since like the very first season. And then they shut down the visitor lobby and shut everybody out of it. So now they've closed everything off and everything's real secretive. And so those are my major problems with it. Yeah, that's about it. I won't go any further than that because then I'll start getting personal.
All right, so
I definitely got some personal issues with people, but yeah, I definitely don't like the way they did the whole caption chat thing with that whole caption chat war. That really rubbed me the wrong way.
I'm sorry, I'm laughing at one of the comments. So someone in there did mention something about the NDL, how it makes every player count. You agree? You know,
dude, the NDL is this update was perfect for the NDL. It's like everything about this update was perfect for the NDL. The NDL is the Premier League, in my opinion, because what it does is it highlights 11v11, 10v10, you know, all the way through. It highlights those where you don't get that. CWL is boring. You know, what is it? 10s hit 11s, 11s hit down. And that's what it is every single war. Mm-hmm. I mean, every once in a while you get an 11v11 or whatnot, but that's only if there's hits left over. That's boring.
In my opinion, I think part of this update was to kind of get the CWL more similar to the NDL, hitting straight across rather than, you know, 10v11 game and then 11 dip in. Yeah. I mean, 11 dips are going to be flawless this season pretty much. I mean, it's going to be so hard for a 10 to defend an 11 right now. So I think that was the whole point of the Inferno nerf, in my opinion. Is to make it more like NDL, because NDL has a great format. It's more like what people have in mind when they think of a war, because the more casual clans, they're not looking at 10v11 and 11s dipping and 10s covering 9s on dips. They're just, their 9s are hitting their 9s or 10s are hitting their 10s, and whatever happens, happens. So people are trying to, you know, kind of simulate that, I guess, that experience in the NDL, and I like the NDL quite a bit. As far as the media goes, what you kind of said with like them closing it off, I stream CWL Wars every Friday, and people wouldn't know it because you have to be in there with the right people to get that right promotion. And
right, I kind of if they had the visitor lobby. If they had that visitor lobby open, you could add everybody, and you know.
I left the CWL server. I was kind of just done with it. I'm stick with Black Apple and do what I do, and I don't really need the highlight coverage or whatever. I'll just do what I do, and if it's successful, well, great. If not, we're just going to keep rocking and rolling, you know?
Yeah, I was talking to somebody about it. I don't like to have to follow rules for my streams, and I do cover CWL Wars and NDL Wars, but I do it for my clan. I don't do it for the CWL or the NDL. So if I want to, I can show whatever I want. I mean,
oh yeah,
because it's my stream.
Some of those rules
can't
are
show
just
this
insane.
type of attack against this type of. It's Oh,
those rules are insane.
And it's fine. I understand why they put them in place. I get the whole idea. It's just it adds a stress to the stream that I don't really want to. I just want to be casual and have fun, and share what my clan is doing, and you know that's what I choose.
Yeah, especially on a stream, it's really a pain when you're like, "Am I allowed to show this attack?" Or who's attacking this? What town hall is attack? It's just I just want to rock and roll and have some fun and not worry. Exactly. I just want to show the attack and commentate the attack and see if we can get a triple out of it on either side, you know. And
yeah, it's amazing how much they want to control absolutely every aspect of what you do, what the leadership can do, what the members can do, who you can have in and out of your clan, what the streamers are allowed to do. I mean, this is absolute insanity. Why keep promoting the CWL when the NDLs already run great? You know, I don't get it.
It's not even just the admins with CWL. I've had clans come at me because I burned a base. In my opinion, these leagues are supposed to be the elite. These are what balancing changes are being based on. You guys can't build a new base if I accidentally show off where your traps are. If I accidentally burn your base, it's really going to affect you that much that you can't build a new one. I don't know. I don't like that. If you guys are the elite of the elite, if you're going to get mad that I showed off your base getting 3-starred, you know?
I'm saying, what would happen if the streamers quit streaming for CWO? What would CWO be then?
Exactly, nothing.
You know, they definitely need you, because if everybody's streaming NDL and that's the only content people are getting, then that's the premier league. I mean, the media, you know, and the streamers and YouTube guys, they're the ones who make these leagues what they are. And, you know, of course, you know, being an admin's tough, and anyone can understand that. You know, I was an admin. I was a staff member in the NDL for a long time. Oh, okay. And so, you know, I definitely understand that. Plus, you know, with all the other things I've done a lot of admin style stuff, you know, within my days in Clash. But, you know, that's tough work. But really, who's out front? Who's the face? You know, and the, you know, you guys are the face, the streamers and the YouTube guys. Those are the ones people come see every time. Because if Bash starts streaming for somebody else, those people are going to keep watching Bash. They're just going to be watching a new clan or a new league, you know, because you're not going to lose viewership. A lot of these people come in just to watch certain streamers. That's why you see certain streamers have higher numbers than others. You know, it's not all about what's being played in the background. A lot of times it's about the personality.
Yeah, that's true. And to backtrack a little bit, there's been many times where, I mean, I actually just did a highlight video on an NDL war that went on. And the war that we were facing, I mean, the clan we were facing, they reached out to me and they asked if I could hold off a couple of days to put out that video so that I didn't burn some bases that they were testing out for the NDL. I mean, every time that I'm asked that, I'm gonna hold off, just, you know, because I get it, you know.
Right.
So I'll do that for them. But it's a different story than like breaking rules. Like if I didn't want to, I would have put the video out. But you know, it's just, I don't know, bad manners, I guess. Like I wouldn't want to, you know, screw them up just to put a video out. But
right,
so you hold off a few days and it's fine. But what's that?
You're still gonna be respectful about it if the clan has a request like that.
Yeah, exactly. But
yeah,
that's
I mean, you think about some of these streamers you watch, like think of like Late Sleeper. Like I usually only watch his stream to see if his dusty old recliner's finally gonna break out on him. You know, I just like the back's gonna fall off of this one day, and I can't miss that YouTube goal.
You want to be there?
Okay? I want to be there.
That's hilarious.
So, from a streamer side of it, just to tune in a little bit more on this. One thing that drives me crazy as a streamer, before I got in with Black Apple, because they come out and they do a good job of showing support, is when I go out of my way to set up a war for a clan, maybe a new clan I've never covered before, or you know something I've covered a couple times, and no one from the clan comes out to support the stream. That drives me crazy. Like I'm showing off your clan and what you guys are doing. You guys can't even come say hi in the chat. I don't know. Maybe that's just me being petty, but I'm like, if I'm doing your war, at least come support my stream a little bit.
Yeah, I understand.
Yeah,
that's my final chime in on that.
You know, what I was doing when I first started putting out videos with Red Frostbite is I'd go into the clan mail and be like, you guys better watch my mother, you know, video. If you don't, you're getting kicked from the clan, or you're going to get demoted. All right, these are the rules. Okay, the rules of Reddit Frostbite now are you watch my.
Oh,
videos.
you were an admin,
you understand? I told you, all power corrupts. All right, no matter how little it is.
That's funny. He and that's how he gains his sub count right there.
Yes,
he threatens his clanmates to subscribe to his channel.
And then I go to a different clan. Okay?
Growth strategy here.
I'm gonna be your guys' YouTuber. Everybody better subscribe, and you just keep going clan to clan. It's a classic. It's a classic YouTube strategy. I can't believe you guys haven't heard of it.
I haven't. That's a new one to me. Let's move on to the next one, and the next one is what attack strategies after the update are on the rise. I'll just throw a few out there really quick that I think I've been seeing a lot of. Gobo Laloon, which has been doing great, been a lot stronger. I think it's probably one of the strongest strategies right now in the game. I love watching Gobo Laloon, and I also have been seeing a lot of at Town Hall 11 the heavy Queen Walk Bow Witch attack, which is heavy on the bowlers. You get a couple of, I don't even know if it has a name right now, guys, but you put a few witches up on one side, a queen walk down the other side, and all the bowlers rushing down the center. It's been doing a good job at Town Hall 11.
Sounds like almost like a witch slap in a way.
That's
like
really
the strategy.
Popular.
The strategy sounds
Town Hall
like
9
a witch
strategy
slap,
that is
maybe
kind
a
of been
bowler
adapted.
slap. Can we call it a bowler slap?
You could. I mean,
it sounds like the same strategy, right? Because you send you send the witches down the side, and then bowlers and heroes up the middle. Except this time you're only sending witches down one side, but you're sending the queen down the other side. They act like a set of witches.
It's like a healed bow witch, but with a lot more bowlers, a lot less witches. So, but it's I mean, someone from my clan. It's in my video. I think tomorrow or Tuesday. I don't have the replays anymore because it was from the NDL. He got a 6-pack at Town Hall 11 against an NDL clan's base, a solid base. So, I was impressed seeing something like that, personally. What do you guys think? What are some strats that you've been seeing that have been doing great since the update that maybe weren't beforehand?
I'm farming pretty hard right now, so I haven't really been warring all that much. For Town Hall 9, I know in my clan, Witch Slap's still going hard,
Well,
so
yeah.
That hasn't changed much. A lot of these queen dives have been going in pretty hard just when I'm watching replays. But for me personally, I'm going with 40 balloons and 4 baby drags to keep hitting those bases to get that dark elixir.
I saw you doing that.
Yeah, I'm a beast. I'm a
For
beast
me
at spamming.
personally, you would be proud, Echo. My Town Hall 11, I've been Gobo Wee, Gobo Witch, getting some 3-stars 11v11, so that's been my go-to. I think spam is going to be kind of back, but kind of in a good way. I mean, obviously we want to see more 3-stars. My Town Hall 10 guys in my clan still struggling a little bit. At 9, we're seeing a good variety of Witch Slap, Hogs, Laloon. So I think the what did 9 get? A little bit of an Expo nerf, right?
Yeah, it's like 10 DPS.
Yeah, not a ton, but I think that just was enough to open up a little bit more variety at Town Hall 9. I'm always going Hogs because I don't know how to learn how to attack.
I've seen a lot more Hogs lately too.
Yeah, I mean I was hogging pre-update, and I'm gonna stay hogging because I don't want to learn new attacks.
Yeah, no, it's a solid strategy. The update did well for you.
The Gobo Wii at Town Hall 11 has been working out really, really well for me personally.
Good. All right, we'll move on to the next one at that point, and this one's basically on you, Bash.
Oh boy.
No, it's nothing bad. I'm one of my YouTubers I've been following for a long time. He's huge. He was a Call of Duty guy. Ali A. I'm sure everybody knows Ali A. if you know YouTube. I really like him. I find him entertaining. I don't know him personally, but I enjoy his content, even though I don't play those games. And he just hit 10 million subscribers, and he showed us his whole setup, which I love watching those videos. And he talked about how he edits, and then he was talking about Fortnite. So I was watching Fortnite, and it looks like a cool game. In my school, students are talking about Fortnite. It's basically, in my opinion, from what I know, it's like an open world kind of first-person shooter thing. And I knew that you've streamed it a few times, Bash. So can you tell us a little bit about the game and so when you go from streaming Clash of Clans, which is what you really do on your channel, and when you switch over to Fortnite, does everyone leave or do they stick around for it?
Yeah. So before I get into Fortnite too much, Clash of Clans viewers, and no disrespect to any of the viewers because I love you all, you guys are really picky. Like, his Clash of Clans are nothing. Like, you don't just only play Clash of Clans, you play other games too. When I switch games, stay there and support me, brother. Come on. Nesdor. No, I'm just kidding.
It's
Fortnite. Fortnite is just this awesome battle royale style game, and there's been a few before it. But what's really unique about Fortnite right now is it's 100% free for the multiplayer version, the 100-person battle royale.
Oh, nice.
And it's on
like
PC.
Hunger Games.
Yeah, basically, it's on PC, it's on Xbox, and it's on PlayStation. So it's all across all the platforms, and it's free. So a lot of people are playing it, a lot of people are checking it out, a lot of great content, and a lot of people mock it because it's like a little bit more of a cartoony look. Yeah. But for me, it feels like a game. Like, it's not hyper realistic. It's fun. The building aspect's really awesome. So basically, you drop in with 100 other players. Either you're going solo, duos, so two-person teams, or squads up to 4-person teams. You drop in with 100 total people. Last person or last team alive survives, wins the game, and that's how you win. You can pretty much destroy the whole environment with your pickaxe, as people call it, kind of comparing it to Minecraft. But you can gather resources. You can build up. You can build forts. There's a ton of different weapons, and it's just such a really fun game that I've been trying to incorporate a little bit more into my channel, especially on streams, because it's something different, it's something fun, and I don't know, it takes a lot of practice to get good at those types of games. But I've been enjoying it quite a bit. I know there's a good handful of people on my channel that was like, when are you playing Fortnite? So I'm starting to build a little bit of a fan base to it. Nesdor can kind of attest to that. He's always there in chat. But yeah, I was
playing Fortnite like 4 hours ago with my son.
Yeah, I was playing as well. With it being free, I think that's just the wild card that has more people interested, because
it's literally the best free game out there right now. I mean,
by far.
I'm going to say literally like 12 times in a row right now. Literally. This is great YouTube right here. Literally. So, it's like the best game going right now on PS4 at least. COD is just, it's COD. It is what it's always been. It's a rage fest. So, but you can take your time. You get to build things. You're doing all these things, and this game is free. And if you had to pay $20 for this game, it would still be the best game going right now. It was kind of like when Rocket League came out. When Rocket League originally came out, I believe it was free. But I take that back. Here's how Rocket League took off. I told you guys I get off on tangents here. So Rocket League came out. It cost money. No one bought it. No one cared. And then PlayStation, what they do is every month they give you free games. You can always pick these free games or whatnot. And so they put Rocket League in these free games, and everybody started downloading it because it was free, and it just took off like a rocket. And I think like a rocket. And so, people started, playing this game all the time and telling their friends about it. Now Rocket League's huge. They got like tournaments where you win a bunch of money and stuff. Rocket League is huge. Actually, I played that right after I got done with Fortnite tonight with my son and my buddy. So. Both those games are just awesome, and they're cheap. And instead of buying the shell of a game, if Goon was here right now, I would use the words Battlefront 2 right now for him and watch him rage. So, Fortnite's awesome. I mean, my son watches these YouTubers like all the time about it. It's on the verge of unhealthy, how much he watches some of these streamers play, but he just loves the game. When I'm playing it, he's sitting there right next to me. I'm talking about my 14-year-old son. So, he's sitting there right there playing, trying to give me tips and whatnot, because he's, 1,000 times better than I am. I mean, anybody's about 1,000 times. What I try to do is I don't know if you try to do this, Bash. You might be actually good at it. I'll have to check you out one day. But what I do is I try to latch onto a good team and then just stay in the background, hoping nobody notices me until I'm like.
I'm the opposite. See, I've been playing battle royales. I used to play H1Z1, which was like one of the first battle royales that was really kind of popular on Twitch, and that was really fun. And then PlayerUnknown's Battleground came out, which actually just released on console and Xbox, which is kind of Fortnite's main competitor right now. And that game is super realistic. You got attachments for your guns, you got body armor, you got helmets, and it's a lot different. And then when Fortnite came out, like, I already kind of had a feel for battle royales and PC shooters. Like, I used to be a console gamer, and I just completely switched over to being a PC gamer.
Smart man.
And I kind of just play really aggressive. When we're playing squads, I'm the one making dumb plays because I see a team and I chase them. So
now, do you play with a controller or do you play with
I play
like,
keyboard
mouse
and
keyboard?
Keyboard
Man,
and mouse.
Every time I try to play something on PC, I'm like, I put the key, I put my fingers on the key and whatnot, and I just forget it. I look away and I just completely forget. And then if I get into a panic, I have no idea what button to push.
I actually, I was really happy for Christmas. I got a new keyboard and mouse, but it took some time. I mean, like I said, I was a console gamer. When I switched over, started playing games like H1Z1, I had to start learning like WAS, start getting a feel for, where all the keys were. So it just takes practice. And a lot of times when I'm playing Fortnite by myself, that's all I'm doing is practicing building, practicing landing spots, and just trying to get better for when I'm on stream. I don't look like such a bozo. Like the other night I was streaming it, and I thought I knew where it was a top 2 situation. I thought I knew where the last guy was, and I exposed myself and got sniped from the side, and it's pretty embarrassing. But that's part of the learning process.
Now, do you think you got to be like good at the game in order for people to watch you? Like, can you just carry it on personality alone, or do you have to be good at the game?
If you're a streamer, you're always going to have the people that are going to be there, in my opinion. You always have your loyal people. But if you want to grow with that game, I think you have to either A, put on a good show, or B, be good at the game. And usually it's be at least somewhat good at the game.
Do you think that's why a lot of these Clash Royale guys like grew so fast, like when Royale first came out? Because it's like, it seems like all these YouTubers are like these great players, whereas I played, I'm just like,
Well, I think there's that. A lot of the Royale YouTubers, in my opinion, is a lot of skill-based. People want to know what the pros are doing or whatnot. And a lot of it is the entertainment factor. I mean, you see the how many minors can we get out challenges. You see those videos blowing up because the entertainment factor. So I think it kind of touches on both of them. Skill and entertainment will always trump just being an average guy, in my opinion.
Right, that's why I always try to show like other people's attacks in my videos instead of my own, because I'm like, what, they want to see good people playing. They don't want to see my farm attacks.
I've been losing viewers. I've been doing my live attacks, my war attacks live on stream, and they're like, "Oh God, this is the guy we're watching every day."
Yeah, I'd lose all 244 of mine. All right, I got a new subscriber, Steve Cobble. You're the man. Thanks for following me. You just put another $10,000 in my pocket. Look, I got it right here.
Steve Echo, I saw you say
unbelievable.
Lines. Are you a PC console gamer? Do you have a preference on type of games?
What's that? Are you asking me?
Yeah, you're Echo.
Oh, I'm sorry. I was focusing on my 10v11 right now, where I'm crushing.
Is that you attacking? I didn't know if it was. I guess that is you attacking.
Yeah, it's me.
I was watching it. I'm like, I thought it was a replay. You're doing a nice job there. Get all that dark elixir.
I don't need dark anymore, man. I'm all maxed out.
I mean, we're over here on tangents and stuff, and Echo's like, I'm just gonna play Clash again.
I'm on a bigger. You guys are boring me with the talk, man. I figured I'd just do it.
No, I was asking if you had preference, console, PC. I saw in chat you said you like playing Borderlands. Just what type of games you like playing besides Clash of Clans? I know that's been a subject before, but
yeah, I mean, I played console games for a long time, and then I switched over to PC, and I played a lot on Steam. And I was a first-person shooter guy, so I was Gears of War, which got me back into gaming altogether. Halo, Call of Duty, those are like my go-to 3. I mean, I had a whole bunch of other games I'd play, but those were the ones I sunk a lot of time into. So, shooters. Yeah. I mean, that's what I like. I did like Borderlands a lot, but I was more into those online type shooter things.
Yeah, I'm the same way. Shooters, like when I buy Call of Duty, I don't play the story mode. I just play multiplayer and stuff. So I'm all about the shooters.
Yeah. All right, let's move on to our next question, which is not really a question. It's a topic, and that is Reddit. How can Reddit help someone? What can someone use Reddit for? I actually put a poll out on Twitter today because my social network that I use solely is Twitter. I don't use really any of the other ones. And I'm thinking, like, as a person with a YouTube channel, should I be focusing on Reddit? Should I be focusing on Instagram? Should I put more time into my Facebook page, which is basically dead because I don't do anything with it?
Same.
And so tell us about Reddit. What does it do? How can it benefit, anyone really, as far as someone that maybe wants to get information versus someone that's trying to promote a channel, grow a channel, stuff like that?
I don't know. I never heard of it.
Should I have expected a different answer than that?
Okay, so the biggest thing about Reddit, and I've explained this to a few content creators before, just because we end up removing a lot of self-promotion, because it gets, I say it's a lot. It's like my version of So we end up removing a lot of self-promotion because it ends up becoming spammy after a while, and people don't want spammy, and it sits at 0 votes. Now, the people that understand Reddit and the way it works on an upvote, downvote system. So every person gets a vote, and the good stuff rises to the top, and the junk, goes straight to the bottom. So if you're sitting at 0, the people that come in and they get a new a new post gets posted and they get 2 or 3 upvotes, it's going to be above your 0 post. So it's just a way to the community filters itself. And then when it gets real spammy, we just remove it ourselves as moderators over there. So that's a general way of how Reddit works on the upvote, downvotes. But if you want to get upvotes, though, what you need to do is you need to start commenting on other people's posts, become a part of the community, engage people. When they ask, there's a lot of posts on there that say, how would you attack this base? They're looking for war strategies for a specific war they are currently in. And so if you got a strategy channel, you can go on there and comment and say, well, this is how I would attack this base, and give a full detailed answer. And then at the end say, if you want to see an example of this, check out this video of mine. But you don't want it to be a situation where you're just like, here, watch this. Because that's spamming. That's not being a part of the community. Now, if you want to make your own post about things, you make a self-post instead of just a link and a title. A link and a title, people just look at as spam. And so what you want to do is you want to make a self-post. You want to go on there, write out your entire strategy. If you make a script, I don't know how many of you guys make scripts for your videos, but just copy and paste it in the text, and then put the video down at the bottom. Because a lot of people, what they do is they'll get on Reddit because they're at work and they're bored and whatnot. So they can't sit at their jobs and just watch videos all day long. I mean, as much as, I want them to watch all my videos, I really don't even post my videos on Reddit just because I'm a moderator there and I don't want it to look like an abuse of power. So I'll post one like maybe every 2 or 3 weeks, if that. I definitely don't want to overdo it just because, like I said, I don't want the illusion of some type of abuse of a power, because I abuse my power in other ways. So I don't want to have myself called out on that, specific way of how I abuse my power. And so, I can say it's serious too, Bash, huh? So anyway, so you make a text post, you put, what the entire strategy is in there, and you're going to get 300, 400 upvotes. And those people are going to go home later. They're going to think about your post, and then they're going to click on it, and then they're going to hit subscribe because they like you and they feel like you're a part of the community. Everybody wants a part of the community. That's why when you guys are on Discord and you have your own Discords and you have your family clan Discords, when you're talking to people on there and you're engaging and they see you on there and just talking throughout the day, they want to be your friend. They want to go to your channel and subscribe and support you because they know you. Well, Reddit's no different than what your Discord servers are. I don't know what your guys' analytics are and where all your views come from, but
$4 million. My bad.
You got him off track.
I thought we were exaggerating the money. I had to chime in,
So I don't know where all your views are coming from. Like on mine it says like a percentage, comes from here, Reddit, or it comes from Discord, or it comes from whatever links or whatever I put out there, Twitter. And if you look on there and a lot of them are coming from Discord, it's probably because you're a member of your community within Discord. So if you want your numbers to get higher on Reddit, you got to be a part of the community. They will embrace their YouTube guy. If you see Judo Sloth on there, his videos, all the way to the top. That dude's one of us. So if you want to get big on Reddit and you want to get your views coming from Reddit, or you want another stream source of views, Reddit's a great place, but you can't just be lazy about it. You've got to be a part of the community. As far as like Facebook and stuff goes, I don't personally have a Facebook. I've tried to make my wife, I want to give her like a good title, when companies go and they give you like this big fancy title, you know, if you're the VP of strategic marketing of the Southeast sector, but you only make like $8.50 an hour, but you love the title. So what I tried to do with my wife is I was like, I want you to be my social media manager, but she's too smart for me. She's much smarter than I am, so she saw right through that. So
you need a better name, like a communications manager sounds more
yeah,
important.
communication director of the North American district, something like that.
She'd
Maybe
probably
then
buy
she'll
into
run
that
the
one,
Facebook
man. That's a
page,
good
but
one.
She's too smart for me.
All right, are we done talking about Reddit?
I'm done talking about it.
Cool. I know.
First I've heard of it. I know, it's boring, isn't it? I mean,
I try to be and you're right, you have to be a part of the community or else they chase you out of the community with pitchforks and torches. What
they'll do is you'll put something on there you think is like this great strategy, and there'll be like a 15 paragraph long reply on how everything you did was wrong and why you look retarded. You know, dude, if they want to light you on fire, they will. It's just, they get nasty on there, and they won't say anything like terrible. They ain't calling you names like these bad people on YouTube, you know, or these guys that come and troll you. I mean, they will just break down words. They'll quote you and then tell you why you're wrong for using these 3 words, and then they'll move on to the next 3 words. I mean, they are savage on there if they don't.
People will find me if they want to find me.
I think the best part of this whole Reddit talk was Duke in the comments saying that every time he makes a Reddit post, he's ready to rage or kill somebody. Because if you know Duke, he gets pissed off at everything. Doesn't
Duke? No.
So many times he's quit Clash Royale, and I see him leave the clan, and it's just I don't know. I
had to kick him out of my clan because he quit.
See,
you can't quit. You're fired.
Yeah. All right, let's go on to our next one, and it's completely off topic. It's talking about high school. I know it's been a long time for all of us, and I was just thinking about it because of myself personally. Do you guys actually keep in touch with anyone that you knew in high school? Are you friends with anybody from high school?
Just clashing Duke.
Well, it may not look like it, but I just got out of high school. I know. I got a baby face, but no, I don't. I haven't talked to anybody from high school in 10 years. I mean, geez.
Every once in a while, a little bit. I keep up with a few friends, but not like, you know, the group of friends like we were in high school. But, you know, every once in a while, like someone might see what I'm doing or kind of pop in. And I've had a few friends from high school pop into my streams and stuff, and that's been pretty cool. But I also kind of moved a little bit away from where I'm originally from, so I guess that distance is a little bit also, but not necessarily.
Yeah, that's the same with me. Moving away definitely makes it more difficult. You don't bump into people or, you know, any of that. But all right, let's move on to the last question before we take your community questions. So, guys, now is the time that if you have any questions that you want us to talk about, Clash of Clans or anything else, if you want to know more about the unicorn, we could definitely talk about that again if you have any solid questions. But now is the time to add those questions in, because if they're not there when we're done, the show will be over. So it can be extended as long as your questions will come in. So our last question, and it's going to be a quick one. I know it. It is, what's your favorite Olympic sport to watch, summer or winter Olympics? It doesn't matter. If you had to watch one of them, which one would entertain you the most? I know that for GOAT, it was synchronized swimming, I believe. That's what we discussed earlier.
Oh my goodness.
I mean, I'll go first, I guess, because I like winter sports. I like that speed skating stuff. That was it Anton Apollo Ono or whatever way back in the day, dude. That stuff had me excited. I liked that speed skating. Okay. I saw this thing that they apparently do in, I think it's in Finland or something, and they have like these obstacle courses that they race on. They go up and down hills and over jumps, and they're on ice skates, and they're doing it on ice skating and stuff. I'll have to send you
That's weird.
Dude, it's insane.
That is weird.
The way these guys crash and their skates are flying in the air, almost hitting each other in the face with the skates. I mean, whew. I'll have to send that one to you on live links or live leaks.
So I was trying to think like what Olympic sports have I ever really watched, and the only one that comes to mind is winter curling. You know, the little stones and the little sweet. Those guys when they get in there,
They're legit.
Professional
janitors.
Help but just watch that for 3 hours at a time. You know.
Well, do you guys remember that one documentary about that inspirational Jamaican bobsled team called Cool
Free
Runnings?
Yeah.
Cool Runnings. You know, that was actually
Cool
based
Runnings.
on real events or whatever. But yeah, dude, bobsledding, the Jamaican bobsledding team. Can you guys do a Jamaican accent? Bash.
No, I'm not even gonna try.
Come on,
I can't
try
either.
it.
I'll get some type of strike for trying to do something like
I
that.
know, right?
I like gymnastics, guys. Have you ever watched some of those people? It doesn't matter if it's girls or guys gymnastics. They're like powerhouses.
I thought you were baiting yourself there, Echo. I was like, oh, I bet you do.
Yeah, I tried to make that as, I figured I'd be attacked on that one, but those people are insane. How they're just so ripped. I don't know. I like gymnastics. It's cool.
The floor routine where they're just flipping all around all crazy and stuff, that is wild to me. Like, how can you gain that much momentum?
What about that big horse thing that they run?
A pummel horse?
Oh, where they do the flipping
up.
that's I don't know what it is, but it's crazy.
The Summer Olympics where that one girl, like, she had like a sprained leg or something, and she went and did it, and she like landed it perfect after doing all these weird things that my body just broke in half just looking at. And then she just landed it perfect. It was like right at the end of the Olympics, and she won the gold. It was like the most inspirational thing. I mean, the Olympics are inspirational, I guess. I guess that's a good thing, right?
So do you guys get excited with, like, some people make a big deal, like, the Olympics are coming, we have Winter Olympics, this year, right?
Yeah, it's a month away or something like that.
Yeah,
well,
do you guys get excited for the Olympics? Me, personally, I don't. I'm just like, whatever,
On Reddit, what they have is they have a subreddit that's dedicated, and it's called the Olympics, and it's just all the good-looking girls on there and their outfits or whatnot. And it's called the Olympics, Olympics. There you guys go.
No, I don't get excited for the Olympics, but if it's on, I like watching. It's cool. I mean, I don't know.
Yeah, like I said, I mean the curling. I've caught myself. Those guys, they get that broom going, man. I don't understand it.
What were they doing, Bash?
What'd you say?
What were they doing?
They got to get in there, man. You got to smooth out that ice, or you got to keep it rough. You need some friction in there. You got to get your stones in the right place. You know how that goes, Echo.
Let's move on from Olympics. Let's talk about the Barbarian. He asked us. This is the first question of community questions. The one Barbarian, I don't even know if he's still in the chat. This was from earlier. Your thoughts on the Logan Paul thing?
Ooh.
So, I watched the video when it first came out.
I did not.
Do you guys know what he's referring to?
Yeah, he's talking about showing suicide or something like that, I believe,
right.
Correct?
And I watched the video because actually I was watching Logan Paul like pretty much daily. I mean, for various reasons. I'm a 12-year-old girl, but that's fine. And I watched the whole video, and I don't know how I felt about it. Like, I was kind of like, wow, I can't really believe that was a thing. So the backlash, I kind of agree with some of the backlash, and him taking time off. I mean, maybe that's appropriate, but to show that the way he did and watching that on a video, like, I thought it was just clickbait. I thought it was just gonna be like, hey, this is the suicide forest. People kill. I didn't actually expect it to be that graphic. So. It was pretty intense for me personally.
Yeah, I didn't see it, but
I seen it after it came out, because other people just rehosted it, so you were able to see it. I didn't have a problem with it. I didn't think it was that big of a deal. I think it's a lot of people out there for virtue signaling, to say, oh, showing suicide's bad. Look how great of a person I am. That's why you see 10,000 people, everybody with the big YouTube, coming out and making these videos about them so they can get the views and make money off it. So they're doing, if not just as bad as what he's, they're profiting off of him seeing somebody dead.
Reaction videos.
Everybody, all these reaction videos are just bull to me. Yeah. The reaction from everybody to say, oh, well, I'm a good person. I care about suicide, and that's a serious issue. And I don't take offense to that. But what I'm saying is just the way that all these reaction videos and all this fake anger. I've seen worse things than what he showed on YouTube.
I agree completely with you.
I've seen so many. I have a problem with the outrage. granted, he shouldn't have done it. So,
right.
I mean, there's so many ways he could have done it and he didn't. And he's an idiot. But I've seen way worse things on the internet than that. And the only where it's an issue, and I don't really follow the guy, so I don't really know what what his target group is. But if his target group is kids, which I don't know if it is or not, I don't know if if it's edgy teenagers or is really his target group or things like that. They're not going to be bothered seeing that. But if it's like my son watches a lot of like Ryan's toy review and things like that. I don't, so if he's showing dead bodies on there, I'm going to be pissed. I don't care.
And that's the thing is,
so
he's not necessarily targeting young people, but young people do tend to flock to his content. And even though I didn't necessarily agree with the content, I would never publicly make, like you said, the outrage videos. A lot of that is just, hey, let me get my share of the views and stuff too. And even if you are pissed about it or not, but I didn't publicly give my opinions on it until, obviously it was brought up now, but I don't know. I didn't necessarily agree with it as someone who's had that kind of touch them in certain ways. But like you said, there's different ways to do it.
It's these people who cry in the videos, look at me crying. I'm so upset by this thing that is nowhere near your fault. You didn't hang the guy, and it's just it's so fake to me. It's so off-putting to me. I didn't get the hate on it. I still don't understand it. But even if younger kids watch his videos, that's not his fault. So I think more like what a kid's channel, is going to target children. So if I was watching this, let's put this to TV terms. If I'm watching, if I'm watching the Transformer cartoon series with my son, which is on Cartoon Network or whatever, and they show graphic images, I'm going to be upset. But if I'm watching Law and Order and or an episode of House and my kids just happen to be in the room and they show something graphic on there, I can't be mad at the show. If kids watch the show, that's on them. Kids get their hands on all sorts of stuff. Where's the parents at?
When you're someone of that size,
it's not
15
his
million,
job though to
have kids.
Parent your children. Yeah, of course there's going to be kids in there, but that goes with anything.
Right.
If I'm watching Game of Thrones and my son walks in there, is it my job to tell him he can't watch the show? Or if he sits down and sees something graphic on there, is that the show's
conversation
fault?
For the record?
Is that?
I'd love to see that conversation for the record.
Is that the show's fault, or is that my fault? So, I don't get it. Maybe I'm wrong.
It's just opinions. It's people want to know our opinions. That's all it is, back and forth. I don't think there's a right or wrong. Everyone's entitled to their own opinion.
Let's move on to World of Clash. Actually just hopped in here. What's going on, man? Thanks for stopping by. Let's jump to his question first before I go on to a couple more that I have. And his is, what do you think about the channel Nelk?
I've heard a little bit about it, but I'm not familiar, so I'm not going to comment. I don't know what it is. Isn't it a prank channel?
Oh, okay.
I think that's... I don't know a whole lot about it. I've heard of it, but I don't know much about it.
Who? What happened?
Nelk? N-E-L-K. I don't know it myself.
What do you do?
He asked what do we think of that channel?
Whose channel?
Nelk.
Nelk? Who's that? Is that the guy asking the question?
Well, obviously, we're all unfamiliar.
I'm sorry, World of Clash. None of us are educated on that one, man. If there's anything you want to say about it, say it in the comments.
Was the one asking the question about looking at his own channel.
That's not his channel. All right, let's move on to Clashing Duke's question. It's another Clash of Clans question, and he wants us to be honest. Is Clash of Clans on the decline?
Yeah.
You want me to go first? You want me to go first on this one? Go. I got opinions.
No, you go. You go.
I'll be right back.
Okay, so
I'm here for you. You're the man today.
Whoa. I'm just a guy. Anyways, on the decline, overall, probably yes. With the introduction of the last update with the clan games and the Inferno nerf, I think it has brought back some people. You're seeing Clouds and Crystal League and Champs League. That means more people are playing, which is a good thing for the health of the game. I've noticed my views doing a little bit better than normal, not necessarily crazy. But overall, I would say the game's slightly declining, but this last update, I think, has helped. I think it was a step in the right direction as far as making people happy, getting people interested in what's going on in the game, being a part of the game. The clan games, our clan is killing it. We filled up a clan on Thursday of 50 random people, and they were just all excited and did the clan games in one day. So people are excited about the clan games, and I think it's a super positive thing for the game moving forward. And I think it's just some good momentum to build on for me personally.
I'm just going to jump in here now. I think Clash of Clans is like anything else. I mean, Clash of Clans has a life, and in your life you have peaks and valleys, right? I mean, you go up and you go down, you go up and you go down. You know, the key to life is trying to just stay steady, stay balanced. But that's just so Clash of Clans has its life, and it's gonna be.
Time out.
Yes.
Pirate Bash here. This is my stream now. Echo left. Oh, Echo back. Never mind. Everyone in the chat was Echo left. Sorry, go. Sorry.
I'm back. I
Yeah,
drank
we're
too much
so
G Fuel,
boring.
guys. I'm
It's
sorry.
just-
Sorry to ruin your night, Echo. Jeez.
Your answers suck. I'm out of here.
So Clash of Clans has a life too. So it's ups and downs. You know, sometimes it's declining, and then you get big updates like this, and the update where the Builder Hall came out and it started going up again. So is it on the overall decline? Is it, you know, at its peak? I don't think anybody would even say it's anywhere near where it was at its peak, but it's definitely got a long way to go down before it's dead. I would put Clash of Clans game life 10, 12 years.
From now or total?
Or just total.
Total.
All right, so we're halfway through it.
Yeah, we're probably about halfway
Wasn't
through.
there a thing going around that it's been a 10-year plan for the game all along?
Oh, I don't know.
Ooh,
I think I heard that somewhere. I'm not sure. I might be making that up. Echo, what do you think about it?
I agree with what Goat was saying. I think that I think it's far from dead, but it's definitely not at the peak of its, you know, of its time. But you know, I mean, a good example is they put our videos in the game, Bash, and
Right.
the amount of views that my video got just from Town Hall 9s, I think the video has 650,000 views, and that's all coming from the game. So
Right.
that's a
and you
lot
gotta
of
think,
people
like,
at Town
one
Hall
out of every
9 just
1,000
watching.
people.
I
You
mean,
gotta think maybe
it's
one
all
out of
from
every
that.
1,000
So
people
that tells
even
me that
click.
there's people in the game. There's a lot of people in the game. So
Right.
Yeah, my video I think has over 300,000. So I mean,
yeah,
that shows some overall health for the game. Just for the
Exactly.
Town Hall 9s, like you said, Town Hall 9s, you're getting 600K views, and you notice that thing, and it's like I said, I think it's right now interest is at a high for probably the past 6 months to a year. But overall, it's probably on the decline, like you guys are kind of mentioning there.
Yeah, I mean, look at the video Echo had, like 600,000 views. Yours had, what, 300,000? My last
think-
video had like 16 views. I mean, Clash is on the way up. I'm trying to say this stuff straight face. You're busting me up here. My comedy is important.
It's a necessary part of the spring trap.
It is. It is. All right, so let's get on to our next question. It's from Captain Kai. He says, I don't even know what this means. Who whined CFP tomorrow night?
Do what?
Do we
whined
know
CFP?
something? CFP?
He's saying who wins the college football championship.
Oh,
Oh, gotcha. I don't even know who's in it.
I read dumb very well because I'm also dumb.
so it's just a natural language for you.
Yes,
You're the
it's-
co-host here today.
it's-
You are not
it's
dumb.
It's my negative, my native tone. There you go, my native.
I'm going with Alabama personally. Not for any particular reason, just Alabama is like a college football dynasty. Even though I don't really like them, I just think that's my pick.
I'll give the same answer that I gave when I asked people who's playing in the CWL finals. I don't even know who's playing.
Alabama and Georgia.
Alabama and Georgia. Just for fun, I will pick Alabama.
Echo?
I'm going with whatever Goat didn't choose. So I guess,
The opposite of go.
yeah.
Oh.
What's up, Jacob 5? How you doing, brother? All right, let's move on to.
Sorry to everyone asking questions that we're not familiar with.
I know. Well, it's fun. All right, the last question that I have, guys, for the night. If no more come in after this, we're gonna close up the show after this. But the last question is from Late Sleeper, so he was actually being greedy here and
Jeez, he had
dropped
like
2
17
questions.
this show.
All right.
I know, and he asked us. And this is a funny question. How old were you all when you started using the internet? And I guess we could say, like, when did we actually start utilizing the internet? Not because we all started using it when it came out, probably, I would assume.
I didn't have a computer until I was like 22.
I don't even know when internet really came out, but I remember when my computer, my dad's computer, when I was in school, he got the Encyclopedia Britannica disc, and I could watch videos on the computer, and I was like, whoa, like, the panda bear is walking through the woods when you're learning about the panda. I thought it was so cool, because there wasn't even internet back then when I was looking at that. So watching, like, video and stuff like that on the computer was cool. The first thing that I remember was, you know, the two biggest things for me were AOL Instant Messenger, being able to message people back and forth. I wanted one of those sidekicks so bad that you could just flick and it would go up. You were like the man if you had a sidekick. I never had it.
Location.
Yeah. And so that AOL Instant Messenger and what was it, Napster, where you could get all the music. Those were like my two highlights. I took such advantage of that back in the day. So that's probably when I was huge into the internet, was that time, which is, I guess, pretty close to the beginning.
Yeah, pre-internet, I remember playing games off of like the big 3.5 or 5.5 inch floppy disks when I was a kid.
Yes.
Like putting those in and having to flip it down and then, you know, go and type the commands for DOS. But AOL, for me, I was really big into wrestling when I was a kid, and
my uncle was a professional wrestler.
Really?
Yeah, he was in WWE and everything.
Well, that's sweet. It would, you know, wrestling chat rooms, and we would get into these, like, it would almost be like wrestling leagues, and you would just like type up these big long emails and send it out to the whole league of like your interview and your match and what you were doing, and basically whoever like typed out and sent out the best promo won their match for the week. And that was just such a cool thing to be a part of when I was like a young teen. I might have been 11, 12 years old, you know, maybe even 13. And that was really one of my first memories, is the wrestling chat rooms and the wrestling email leagues.
Huh. I was nothing to do with any of that. That's interesting.
Yeah, I played a lot of Oregon Trail. Oregon
Trail was
like
the
at
best,
school.
man.
I played it at school.
Oregon Trail,
I didn't have a computer at home for floppy
Fun fact, Rocky isn't my name. Rocky came from my very first AOL screen name was Rocky after The Rock.
Huh. That's funny.
Nice.
All right, so we have another
my first
question.
Screen name. What was my first screen name? I made I didn't make Goatman 12. My wife made Goatman 12 in 2000, and she's sitting behind me. When did you make my screen name, woman? I don't know. Whenever PS2 came out, when was that?
Early 2000s?
Yeah, early 2000s, somewhere in there. But I think before that, I had like Walter's Cube was my name.
If your wife is right there, you should ask her if she's interested in that communication manager's position.
Are you interested in that communication manager position?
Is that your bedroom?
Yeah.
I had no idea. Oh, God, that's hilarious.
He's trying to get some rest, read a book. He's out here carrying on Skype with the green screen.
I thought you had this private space where you record.
Yeah, this is my space right here. I got like a 3 foot by 4 foot space right here.
That's all you need, though, man. But this
is it. I got it right here.
You gotta be careful moving that screen when you're recording. You don't know what your wife is doing. You know, what she's wearing in bed or whatnot, man. Be careful. Poor woman. And plus, I don't want to be demonetized. So
if she could stay married to me, she could handle anything.
All right, let's get to our last question. It's another Clash of Clans question right here. If no more come in, this will be the last one of the night. It's from Giant. He's the one that got that 6-pack at Town Hall 11 from my clan. He says, do you think Town Hall 10 hit rates have gone up more than Town Hall 11 hit rates with the update? So the numbers thing, what hit rate has gone up, 10s or 11s?
I can pull something real fast here.
Yeah, I can't do that.
I'm gonna call this Exhibit A. I just took this from a random war, and they said before that hit rates for like 10v10 was like 20%, something like that.
I think it was below 20.
Yeah, it may have been, and they said that 11v11s were in like single digits. I mean, it was just almost impossible. So this is just a random war report. This is from WHF, and war whales. And I just seen this on Twitter, so I went ahead and grabbed it. And it looks like the 10v10 rate for their war, and people would consider this a high level war. WHF is a good clan. I believe that's
Power Bang.
Oh yeah, that's who it is. That's his clan, and then War Whales is like one of the greatest clans out there, and so the 10v10 hit rate for WHF was only 43%, and for War Whales it was only at 30%. So, we good, guys?
Yeah, we're good.
Okay, I was getting a little static in my ears all of a sudden, but so and for it looked like 9v9 was at 85% hit rate, and so this is on the 11v11. Only WHF had hits for 11v11, and it was at 60% for them. So for 10v10 it jumped up. For 10v10 it jumped up 20% or so. So it wasn't. It wasn't like as high as some people thought it would be. But I mean, there are people out there getting 6-packs, and they're the elite of the elite. But the rest of us are still only getting like 85%. We went from doing 60% 2 stars to 80% 2 stars, and that's fine with me.
Yeah, I agree.
So I'm looking at the stats that you were talking about as well. WHF went 12 for 28 for 43%, like you said, 9 for 30, 10v10, 30% for War Whales. So, I mean, a lot of that's going to be scouting. A lot of that's going to be fine-tuning the same attacks, trying to get them to happen. If you guys have ever seen the way the CWL or the high-level wars work.
No, absolutely. But they're not fresh hit. They're not out there fresh hitting the crap out of it. Yeah,
exactly.
Of 10v10s. And that's what should happen. I mean,
yeah.
10s should be 3-starred, but there should be a level of planning involved in it. So that looks like everything's going to plan right now. It looks like it's working great.
Yeah.
So I think that the rate of 10v10s has gone up significantly. At 11v11s, I think that's usually if your 11s have enough, room after dipping on the rest of the 10s. That's when you're going to see the 11v11. So I think that's a little bit harder to gauge. But I think we're going to see a lot more 10v10 action this year in the CWL, or this season, I should say. So it's not necessarily years, but I think the 10v10 is going to be the X factor this season in CWL. Personally,
I think it always has been. But if you look here too, War Whales actually had some dip fails for 11v10.
Right. I think in the past, I mean,
that still happens. The dip game's still going to be important.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, I'm seeing that too.
We had a cool idea right here in the chat. It's not a question, but they said actually this is Skullcrackers 187. They should let you pop a hound whenever you want. So maybe double tapping on the hound to pop it.
No, this isn't the battle machine. We're not going to.
No, because I mean that could bail you out at times, and
no, that's strategy. You got to plan for when that thing pops.
Yeah, exactly.
That's that next level planning we talked about in the very first video we did together here, Echo. You gotta have that next level planning.
But I mean, how many times have you seen a 9 fail because they have 3 hounds up? They blew through the base too fast.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, that could save an attack. I think that would be. I don't think that's necessary. I think if you pace your attack, you'll be fine.
Yeah. Okay. All right. We have 2 more questions. 2 of them are actually the same. One of them says, do you reckon there'll be more Town Halls coming to the game? And then the other one's from Harry. He says, do we think that's the Town Hall 12 is going to be released anytime soon? We have talked about this in previous Spring Traps. We'll say it again. I'll let you take it, Goat, because you were the most confident in your answer last time.
Oh, let Bash go first.
Okay.
Well, I don't know what the opinion is here on this, but I think Town Hall 12 is coming. I think kind of this update is kind of setting up for that. I think that's kind of the general consensus. I don't think it's coming soon though. I think we're still months away from that. My guess, if you guys forced me to put like a time frame, let's say like mid-year, June, July, summer update. Maybe Town Hall 12. It's been a long time since we've gotten something big like a new Town Hall, new troops. So that would be my guess. I would say yes, at some point we're definitely going to get a Town Hall 12.
Listen, I want to get close to my camera here.
Ooh, I like that.
You like that? Am I close enough? Am I big enough here? You don't like chugging? Okay.
Back it up.
Town Hall 12 is coming, and you better be ready for it.
So how does one prepare?
It's easy. It's easy to see Town Hall 12's coming. I mean, that's what this update's about, in my opinion. It's coming, and you got to prepare for it, because you can't have 11v11s in the single digits on the hit rate and then go to Town Hall 12, because 12v12 is going to be 0. I mean, who's even going to want to play a game when it's that hard? I mean, why would you even, what's the incentive on even going to Town Hall 12 if it's just going to be, if it's going to be worse than your hit rates at Town Hall 11? And so, yeah, I think everything's moving towards that. So yeah, Town Hall 10 is getting a little easier, and so the eventual move will be, you know, the most relevant town halls will be 12, 11, 10. So, you know, Town Hall 9 is going to be the new Town Hall 8, and I'm sure there'll be a signature defense for whatever the Town Hall 12 is going to be. So yeah, I think everything right now is staging. You know, and then that's why they're giving the books out and trying to get people to upgrade quicker and making farming easier, because they need people to start pushing along. And all those Forever 9s need to go and be 10s now if they want to stay relevant. And I'm telling you, if you're holding off on being a Town Hall 9 right now, you better just hit that button, because when Town Hall 12 comes, you're going to go from being, you know, this hit machine to a Town Hall 8 again, and relevance. Yeah, I mean. So
if you're in the
hit
world,
that button now, hit that button now, get ahead of the game, and start farming your butts off until you can get to max Town Hall 10. And they're making it easier for us in these clan games. I mean, if you're at max Town Hall 9, you're just sitting there and you're not hitting that upgrade button, what's the point of even participating in these clan games? I mean, you need to get out there. These books aren't helping you. You know, you're taking the gems, then what are you going to do with them? You're sitting there as a forever Town Hall 9. I mean, you don't farm anymore. What's the point? So hit that button, get ready for Town Hall 12. It's coming. I would put it no later than next winter update, but I would say it would be a huge splash if they did it in the summer of this year. You know, let's say 6 months from now. So if you don't get on that farming now, whether it's 6 months from now or in a year, I would not put it past a year. I mean, that's definitely not. If we're sitting here this time, beginning of January next year, and Town Hall 12 isn't out, I would be shocked. I would be absolutely flabbergasted. And that's the word of the day, guys. And you've been watching this whole show to hear the word of the day, and it's flabbergasted. So if you don't hit that,
you guys have been watching for an hour and a half to hear the word flabbergasted.
I gotta quit looking at the screen when I see you. You're making me laugh. I'm saying right now, hit that button, because you're going to have a year from now, 6 months from now, start getting ready for Town Hall 12 and having your Town Hall 10 maxed out. And once you finish up Town Hall 10, you might as well hit that button to 11, because you got to keep moving. The game is progress. If you're sitting still, you know, it's like sitting still in life. You're sitting there and everybody else is passing by you. Don't get passed by. Be proactive.
I have a question about my own personal account. I'm a max Town Hall 10, except for a few pieces of wall, like literally 8 pieces of wall, and I have research to do. All troops that I don't use. I have about, actually, I'm going to show it to you right now while I ask you this question. If I go to my progress, no, I'll just go right here. Where's my research lab? I got to find it. Here. So it's going to take a second for you to see it on the stream, but I have 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 things to research. It's about 3 months worth of research. My builders aren't working. I'm not farming. Should I be upgrading now to Town Hall 11 without that research being done, or should I wait 3 more months?
Yes.
I should be upgrading.
There's some stuff in there I think is crucial.
Okay,
like a wizard.
Set you back that much, but
So-
wizard, and clone is P.E.K.K.A's on the rise. Giants are always good wall breakers, but I don't think wall breakers should hold you back. I think wizards should be something you should definitely get up, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
Giants, you might want to consider it's a good tank option,
Tuesday.
especially with single infernos becoming more relevant.
Mm-hmm.
That's just my opinion.
Bash, you're saying I should wait. And
not wait long though. Maybe knock out 1 or 2 more of those.
Okay.
You know, we're gonna. Maybe get a book of troops, knock out your wizards. You know.
Yeah, there you go. All those books are coming in handy.
Yeah,
But I would say
out.
it really depends on what you're doing. If you're like serious war, you're going to be warring, then yeah, you need to go ahead and wait off on those troops. You know, if you're going to be doing these high level wars.
Echo, can I ask you, have you ever had an 11?
No, this is my one account, the only account I've ever had in the game.
I recently took mine up, I'm sure you know,
Mm-hmm.
and I've never had an 11 before that, and I've been having so much fun with it just because it's new stuff, more powerful stuff. I think you'll enjoy it just as just a gameplay standpoint, personally.
Yeah.
Well, here's my point: is you have 10 more hero levels to do, and if you're just sitting on Dark Elixir, if you're just sitting, you're wasting it. You're literally wasting Dark Elixir that you could already be close to 45 heroes or 50. You know, getting closer to 50 heroes. The biggest thing to do is get your heroes maxed out. To me, that the troops are going to happen. So get those heroes up. Quit wasting that Dark Elixir.
Yeah, and I mean, my armies I'm attacking with are all Dark Elixir just because I don't need it. So
right.
I'm
So
just using all Dark.
Also, what you can do is you can wait until this clan games is over.
Yeah.
Okay. You can get the book, and you could start your Town Hall 11 upgrade and hit that book, and bam, you didn't have to wait till 13 days or whatever.
Good
the book for the buildings or whatever.
I have a buildings
or
one
another
actually.
take. You can get the book of fighting, do one of your upgrades, start the Town Hall, get another upgrade going. Bam, you knocked out 2 of those upgrades before your Town Hall's finished.
Oh, if you bought the book and you got 2 books, you can upgrade the thing and then drop your you could drop your eagle right away.
Ooh, the eagle. I mean, that's what I did. The book of building, I maxed out my eagle to level 2 with it. So that eagle is nasty. I'm sure you know fighting them.
Yeah. I mean, it's the one thing you don't want to have to go against. You look for the bases without it, really, when you're farming.
When that chicken gets plucking, you gotta get to moving.
Yeah, I would definitely say hit the button just for the heroes. I mean, you got 10 more hero levels to do. That ain't no joke.
I'm a beast at farming, man. I'll have that done pretty quick.
Miners for days, right, Echo?
Miners for days, man. I live and die by the miner farming.
And you get 2 more miner levels.
That's true. That's true. All right, we got a question from Gambit. He says, do you think troops like Giant Skeleton that everyone likes will ever come to the game for good?
Yes.
Yes. Late Sleeper will be happy about that one.
I hope so. They keep teasing us with it. I love the Giant Skeleton. If it comes to the game, they're gonna have to give it levels and nerf and buff it properly. I love that troop a ton. I would love to see it. Why not? If it's already coded into the game, you have to just do a little bit more work to give them levels and buff them and make them balanced. But why not? Why not give us something new and exciting? People love it when it comes out.
People love the Giant Skeleton.
Ride that momentum of the clan games and just smack the button on the Ice Wizard and the Giant Skelly. Give it to us.
Yeah, and I think Late Sleeper is actually in the process of upgrading his channel and the way that it looks and everything. And I think you should brand your channel around the Giant Skeleton. You'll be the first guy to do it. I mean, that's just going to be your thing right there, man. That's my recommendation.
Hold on. Cancel the rebrand. Late Sleeper's got it.
Yeah.
Cancel it.
Who the hell are you calling for that?
That was his two-way walkie.
You gotta always
copy that.
All right, let's get to our last question of the night. It's from STE Bergs, and he says, so if the main game of Clash of Clans dies, which we all said we don't really think that that's happening, what happens to the night mode or, the Builder's Village of Clash of Clans because they've hyped it up so much? And in my opinion, I think that that's going to die before the main village dies. I think that
was going to be my answer. It dies first.
Yeah.
So I've tried to give that a good chance and played a lot, and I've been kind of losing interest. I mean, it was a cool concept, but just kind of gets stale. And even if they bring out Builder Hall 8, I don't even think I would really get that excited about it, to be honest.
Yeah, no, I'm not even at 7 yet. All I remember though.
Builder Hall 8's coming. Builder Hall 8's coming, but I don't think it's going to energize.
It's definitely coming. But
I mean, there are people, and just because I'm around the community, and I'm, I don't know. I don't know if I could say that I'm more into the community than you guys are, but just with my work with Reddit, I see a lot more different things everybody's doing, and there's definitely leagues being built around it.
Oh, yeah.
And there's some hardcore fans, and we just actually did a builder-based tournament. And the turnout was great, and there's another one this month that we're not actually running, but it's like these are monthly tournaments. People are starting to put money down on them. I mean, there's definitely a very, big base, not big base, but there's a rabid base, fan base for it, and they really love it. But the overall general, the thing about Clash of Clans and the main bases is there's more casual, generalized players to play it, and that's what makes the game go. Whereas like for builder base, there's like this hardcore group of people who play it, but the general casual fan base really doesn't care.
It's just like War League players. It's still a minority thing.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I saw Firo in chat mention the gear ups. That is one thing I do like, is the gear ups coming over to the main village. I think when we do get that mortar gear up, the multi-mortar, I think that'll actually be something that'll actually affect a little bit more defense. The archer tower and cannons, those are kind of okay, but I think that multi-mortar could be a difference maker if done right.
I think so too. And that's what makes someone like myself play builder base, just because so I can have that option.
You have to, pretty much.
Yeah, and I don't like that about it. I wish it was completely separate and not tied in at all. But, yeah, like if that multi-mortar is awesome, I don't want to have to upgrade, 4 levels of builder's base just to get it,
Right.
I'm with you. I kind of have a problem on it because I don't on my main account. My Town Hall 10 account that I've been paying the most attention to, I didn't even touch Builder Base on it. I think I'm like a Builder Hall 3 on it, so I still don't have any gear ups on it at all. And I'm like, man, I'm going to have to grind out this Builder Base at some point so I can start getting the gear ups. Now on my Town Hall 9 account, yeah. So on my Town Hall 9 account, though, that I've pretty much abandoned at this point because I'm farming this Town Hall 10 so hard that I can't do 2 things at one time. I got to pay attention to one base at a time here. And so on that, though, I've upgraded the Builder Hall all crazy. So, I really got into it when it first came out. It's one of those things where, like, you're into it hard and, you kind of blow your load and it's all over. So, you just want to roll over and go to sleep, and I'm done with the game. I'm just kind of done with it. So.
Oh man, I like that.
What I think's happening here tonight with Goat is he saw the opportunity to take Goon's job. Goon, the co-host of the show, he's trying to come in here and be a showstopper. So that I approach him after the show and say, do you want to take his position? And that's what I really think is going on in his head right now.
No. Are you offering it?
Are you off? Poor Goon.
See that's what he gets for having to work.
So, real quick comment in the chat. Why do you think they made night mode Clash a thing instead of putting more troops and heroes into the main game? I personally think that they thought night mode was going to be a bigger hit overall. Yeah. I think that it
PvP stuff.
Yeah, I think they thought that would catch on more, where it did a little bit, but it's just kind of, we like our traditional Clash, to be honest. I mean, as a content creator, I've tried to create content for Builder Base, and I've tried to play it. I still play it, don't get me wrong. I still try to do my daily attacks, but it's not something I'm going out of my way. If I miss it, I'm not crying about it, Yeah,
I don't even do my daily attacks anymore. I'll do them when I stream, just for, when I'm waiting for something, but I just go collect my resources and get my clock tower going, honestly.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I think, the Builder Base really appeals to the Clash Royale type player, and those people already left Clash for Clash Royale, so exactly. you're not gonna find any of that. But plus, it's also when you talk PvP, you talk gym money, and so there was an opportunity there, which every company is out to make money. There's nothing wrong with it. Yeah. But it was a fun, good game mode, and it went after the Clash Royale style player, and it was a good money grab or whatever. So I'm sure it still makes money from them, and so as long as it's making money, it's going to stay in the game, and it's not going to die, and that's just the way business works.
It's true.
Yeah,
that's true. And I think that's what we're going to end things for tonight. Is there any last things that you guys want to say? Something you've been holding on to? I know you guys have been pretty chatty, so there's probably nothing left in your mind. But
I just want to apologize to you, to Echo, for ruining your night and boring you to death.
Yes, me also.
Me and Goat kind of caught on like AIDS over here with our conversation, so I apologize.
Yeah.
No, I got nothing but love for you, Echo. I've had a blast, man. I appreciate you having me on.
This was a lot of fun. This is officially the longest episode of Springtrap to date. An hour and 43 minutes running. So beat our last one by a half hour. So impressive stuff. But that's it for tonight, guys. Thank you all for coming down. We've literally had an audience the whole time. It didn't die out. It must be because of Goat in his new position as co-host on the channel. You know,
It's
unbelievable.
all those subs, dude. When you get that big of a sub base, I mean,
Yeah.
you're naturally gonna have viewers.
I know,
Yeah.
I know. I mean, when he pulled back that curtain, I saw the money all over the bed. I don't know if anyone else caught that, but that money was on the bed.
You guys almost have the
Yeah,
curtain.
guys, that's gonna be it. So
wife
what?
is back there just counting all the hundreds, you know.
Amy Dawn, come say hi to the men. Come say hi to the strange audience.
She's leave me alone.
I don't blame her hiding behind the
I
curtain.
came up with a new name for it the other day. She's been mad at me ever since, but well, I better not.
You probably shouldn't share
I
it here.
guess-
You better
Yeah.
not. You gotta
You
sleep
better-
in
I
that bed.
got to sleep in that bed tonight, so
Yes,
I'm
you
gonna be good. I'm gonna be good.
So guys, if you don't know these two faces on here because you're from my channel, their links are in the description. We got Clash Bashing and we got Goat. So make sure that you go check out their channel, show some love, and maybe leave a comment on one of their most recent videos as well as a subscription. But I hope this was fun for you guys. As you know, the Springtrap is Clash of Clans and a whole bunch of other stuff too, which makes it kind of fun. You don't really know what you're going to talk about because really it's more fun to talk about other things besides just Clash of Clans all the time. So thank you so much, Bash, for coming on. I appreciate it, man. You're one of, like I said, one of the first guys that I met up here on YouTube. So
Yeah.
very special
We
moment.
have a
This is
history.
near and dear. This is better than my unicorn sighting. Having you actually live here, it was unbelievable. And Goat, thanks for filling in on last minute's notice when we realized that that Goon couldn't come. It was awesome. I'm happy that you made it down. And
Yeah, just so people know that he messaged me yesterday, you know, in a real tizzy. He was really upset. Tizzy is the second word of the day. I know you guys
2 hours in for Tizzy.
2 hours, 2 hours for a tizzy, and I couldn't wait to jump on it. I was really excited to do it, and I'll be glad to see Goon back next week though, because I really do enjoy watching this show.
thanks, man.
Yeah, I love the format. You guys are doing great things over here at Echo. So glad to be a guest on it. Finally.
Yeah, it was good to have you, man. I know life is busy, right?
Yep, exactly.
But guys, again, thanks so much. We had a good time tonight. Definitely a lot of laughs. We'll see you all back next weekend on the next Springtrap. There it is again. There it is.
Can I
And you
shout
guys
out?
call me
Can I
a
give a
liar.
shout out?
There it is again. The
I
one
want
I
to give
saw.
a
Was,
shout out. Can I give a shout out real quick before we
go for it, brother. Go for it.
All right, I want to give a shout out to my clan, Reddit Frostback, Zombie Hunter, and all my fans in the chat, baby.
Are there any here?
There's like one thing. It's Zombie Hunter.
There's one right
Zombie
there.
loves-
There's one right there.
Bash
Love
is
you guys.
my second fan.
All right, guys. Take it easy. Thanks for coming down. We had a blast. We'll see all you next week. Until then, be good.